Hello everybody, my name is Level 5 and welcome to Level 5, the place where we talk about movies, TV shows, video games and comic books. And over the weekend I went to go see The Long Walk in the cinema and I want to talk about it. First things first, a huge massive thank you to my best buddy James. He wanted to go see the movie too, so we went to go see it together. Only sucky thing is we couldn't see it until 8:30 at night, just scheduling conflicts and stuff. We didn't get home until like almost midnight, but other than that, it was a great time. The Long Walk definitely is a film that, if you're into, thrillers and emotional, traumatic, heartbreaking storylines, definitely for you. I was hooked from the trailer. Just something about this film just made me want to go see it. And I'm really glad I'm really glad I did. The Long Walk is, if you don't know, basically the premise is one young strapping lad from each state of America will basically get grouped up together and walk. And the last person standing wins unlimited amount of money, potentially, and they get one wish. And the kind of way that they eliminate each person is if you stop walking or you break one of the rules, you get shot. Yeah, it's royally fucked up. And the best thing about this movie from the get-go is it literally starts straight away. You're straight into it. And I think like 5 minutes of this film isn't The Long Walk. You got a teeny bit in the beginning. There's like a small, little fraction where it's not about The Long Walk. And then you got the very last couple seconds. The entire movie is The Long Walk, where you have all these, unique and very interesting characters. And they're walking for days, and you're learning things. There's banter, there's tears, there's laughter, there's upset, there's drama, there's arguments, there's push and shove, there's all this tension. And honestly, I enjoyed every moment of this film. It's realistic. There's gory moments, sure, but it's not over-the-top gore. It's not like Mortal Kombat or like a slasher film where, get a little cut, blood splats everywhere. It's none of that. The gunshots in this, something that James said, and I honestly think it rings true, the gunshots were loud. Like, it almost seemed over-the-top loud. But that's because it was realistic. And it worked really well with the movie, if that makes sense. Kudos to all of the actors in this film. Oh my god, the way that these characters were portrayed were really well done. Yeah, they're especially some of these actors aren't really well known, which is great. Mark Hamill's also in this, and honestly, as much as I love Mark Hamill, he's not really in this film as much as people think he is. And I'm glad about that. I'm glad he got sidelined, because all these boys got to act, and, they got to really show off their acting capabilities and their skills and their talents, and it did so fucking well. There's moments in this film where it's almost predictable. Almost. So fucking close to being predictable. And then the movie literally goes, nah, fuck you for thinking I'm predictable. And completely turns the table. And it was like, whoa. I was definitely gobsmacked several moments in this movie. At one point, I had to remind myself to blink. My eyes actually went dry because I was glued to the screen, and I was like, wait, hang on, what's going on? What's happening here? It was quite funny. There was a couple next to us, and the girlfriend of the couple seemed like a very pretty woman. You know, she had her like false nails on, her hair was nice and straightened, she had a bit of makeup on. You know, she was like, you know, that type of person. No shame, by the way, I'm just kind of describing her. And within the first, I'm gonna say within the first 15 minutes, there's a gunshot. And she was like, oh my god! And she like kind of like completely like hid herself, you know, with her hands and stuff. And that kind of, I had the similar feeling. I didn't obviously hide my face, but I was like, whoa! Oh, pardon me. Oh, sorry. It just made me laugh. Anyway, this film is, sure, it can be slow in moments, but those slow moments are conversations. It's world building. It's, you know, character interactions, and that's what this film is all about. There's very little action here. It's not about the deaths and the action. It's about the character building, the bonds they make. You know, it's literally, honestly, you could describe this film as a bunch of bros going for a walk. And that would be the most basic, lamest way to explain this film, but that's literally what it is. But they're not bros to begin with. They don't know each other. Each one of them is from a different state, so you're literally watching these boys become friends, even though the winner is the last person standing, and the winner is the last person alive. And so you're watching all these characters interact, having a laugh, arguing, whatever the case may be, and in the back of your head, you don't know what's going to happen next, because the last person standing is the last person alive, which means everyone else is dead, and you're like, I don't want these characters to die, I don't want him to die, I like him, I like the way these two are, I like him, I don't want these people to die. Like, it gets really, really kind of on the edge of your seat, flabbergastery, sort of like tension moment of like, who do I wanna... You know, like when you watch X Factor or America or Britain's Got Talent or something, you're like, oh, I really like this person, I hope they win. You don't do that here. It's the complete opposite, because all these characters are really good. And even like the characters that portray as like the dickhead or the knob or like the bad one, even I started to feel sorry for them. I even started wanting them to continue on and succeed, because of the way that this film was done. Beautifully shot, by the way. Absolutely phenomenal, you know, cinematography, however you want to label it. Absolutely well done. And I'm not really into films like this. This is a Stephen King film, by the way, and I'm now really wanting to watch more Stephen King films. It turns out I quite like Stephen King films. And it's just like... me recording this, by the way, this is coming out Monday, I'm recording it on Monday, I watched it 2 nights ago, and I'm still flabbergasted. I'm watching this film again. This film was really, really good. If you're okay with realistic gore, because that's what it is, you know, someone gets shot, it literally, it plays on how someone would actually get shot. You know, if you're okay with realistic gore, if you're okay with that sort of stuff, 110% watch this film. It's story driven from beginning to end, and it gets straight into it as well. There's moments in this film where it's like, holy fucking shit. And there's some real truths in there too. There's a character called Peter. Now, of course, I don't like to give too many spoilers in these videos, and this isn't a massive spoiler, but if you do watch this movie, there's a black kid called Peter. Listen to what he says. Listen to what he says. Actually, I'm going to pull up Peter's actual actor. Because he did a phenomenal job. Absolutely phenomenal. And the way that, like I said, each one of these people acted. It's got Ben Wang in it, if you don't know who that is. He's the new Karate Kid guy. The guy who's in the new Karate Kid. He's the new Karate Kid. It's him. He's really funny in this, by the way. Some of his lines had me and James absolutely fucking wetting ourselves. David Johnson. There you go. David Johnson plays Peter, and Cooper Hoffman play Raymond, which is the two characters you mostly focus on. Peter spoke some hard truths, and I kind of found myself relating to him a little bit in what he was saying, and he did a really good job kind of like portraying it. But yeah, honestly, I can't speak more highly of this film. Top 5 easily of the films I've watched this year, and it's insane. I'm going to stop rambling now, because I'm going to end up repeating myself over and over again. This film is great, this film is fantastic, and I highly recommend it. I haven't done one of these videos in a hot minute, and I'm really glad that me and James went to the cinema. We do have several more films, a couple more films between now and the end of the year, which I'm really happy about, that I do plan on going to see. With that being said, of course, if you have seen The Long Walk, do let me know. Do tell me if you guys agree with what I'm saying, or disagree. I'm happy with either. Hit the like button, subscribe button, and notification bell if you guys haven't already. I do love you all, and I shall see you guys in the next video. Bye.